everybody. Welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Christian Schmitz. Christian has been on many times. Uh, many videos ago, we had the 60th time that he was on, and we're well past that now. So, if we haven't hit 70 times already. I'm sure we'll be there soon. He is always a joy to have on the show. He is probably one of the most knowledgeable. I can speak English, it's the only language I know. Knowledgeable people in the FileMaker platform you could encounter. His MBS plugin is an absolute necessity if you spend any time developing, and it can do a ton. It's staggering. I'm going to briefly talk about it. Well, I'm going to talk about the schedule. Okay. Tuesday will begin basically 30 days of Claris FileMaker training for beginners. If you are a beginner or you want a refresher, you should stop by and do that. All the streams will be live, but they'll also be edited quite heavily in post. And since we're editing them more than we do usually, they're going to be, the recordings will not be free. You will have to buy them by subscribing to our one of these over here. You can look further into this if you'd like and also see the tentative schedule over here. Now let's talk about the MBS plugin. Richard has a rule about people he allows on the show. Basically, he likes to only have plugins that he heavily endorses himself because we use it a lot, and that's the case for MBS. We use it constantly. I was just working on it earlier, I think. And it does an enormous amount for the developer. Things that you think, oh, FileMaker can't do this, FileMaker can suddenly do the moment you install MBS. It is very cheap for what it offers and how much it gives you, so I highly recommend that you do that. But there's also a free version that you can test that has a lot of developer goodies. I cannot live my life anymore without autocomplete variables. I have had people who are very anti-plugin in FileMaker. Nick is one of them. You guys will watch his streams. Well, Nick uses MBS. Nick doesn't use any other plugin, and in fact is a FileMaker purist, and he uses MBS. It just does that much. So, with that all being said, yes, cheap is a bad word for I thank you. Inexpensive for what it does. There we go. Connotations. Christian, what are we doing today?
Yeah, hello. Today we are talking about the MBS plugin. We have a new version, and this looks like it's a 90s version. So I actually did 90 times all the stuff for like collecting the release notes, writing announcements, putting new files on the website. Yeah, I've
Yes.
been doing this for, what was it, 18 years now? But it doesn't get boring. There's always something new. Customers always have new ideas, and so let's see what we got. So
Mm-hmm.
we have the MBS plugin version 15 now. And you may notice I synchronized it to the year some time ago. So it's 25 is a year, so 15 is the MBS version. Yeah, MBS plugin is available for Windows, macOS, iOS, and the web. So you can use it on server and client. We currently have a little bit over 7,500 functions. And if you send in ideas, we may soon have a few more. So let's see. The first thing I would love to check out is the there's my plugin. So examples. So let's see. Mac only. We have the image playground. Okay, is available. And I can click the button here to show the playground. And you need to have an Apple Silicon Mac with M1 to M4 chip. So it doesn't work on Intel chip. You need to have Mac OS Sequoia. And then you can actually go and pick something. Like you throw in a few words, and Apple Silicon will build a picture from it. And this can be very lovely to well, get some pictures. Let's start again here. So what do you want to see?
Monkey.
Let's say,
We could do monkey bread
yeah,
themed
okay,
pictures.
okay. Let's say, no, I can't. There's a lot of things for the your little helper to cut out of the video. So we have a monkey for Christmas. You see, we get a few to pick, and when we pick one, we can click done, and it should go in a. It should go here in the.
Hmm. Oh, Ken has been trying to use Playground. How about a hot balloon with people in the
Oh yeah,
basket?
now it works.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I may have to figure out why. So here, head in the desert, and save, and yeah, we
And
get a
it knows
picture.
which one you selected out of the three that you like picked, and then it drops it in. That's cool.
Yeah, you can. The current one is shown.
Nice.
So and this is fantastic if people need a sample picture for something. Yeah, and
This is extremely cool.
you can preset a source image which you want to use. Use like if you want to pick a person. Yeah,
There you go. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So you can make a picture based on a person, and yeah,
There you go.
okay. And you can use this in FileMaker and just have a button next to your container to create such a picture, and maybe also have a button for like taking a picture with the phone, and another for taking a picture from your photo library, another one for taking a picture from a scanner.
So it gives you a host of options to just directly
Yeah.
drop into the container. That's really cool.
Okay, let me just quit here and switch back. Let's come to a completely different topic.
Mm-hmm.
There is some XML functionality in FileMaker with XLST. And FileMaker and the MBS plugin usually just do XLST in version 1. But there have been newer versions of XLST. And I got a couple of customers interested in versions 2 and 3 because they have more things you can do in the XML for a transformation to provide XLST functions. So if you are interested in XML transformation and you want that, please send me an email so I can put you on my list. And I have a couple of samples so we can check out what XLST can do, as well as XQuery, which allows you to run little query programs against an XML. XSD allows you to validate a document against a XML definition. And XPath lets you run queries against an XML to pick certain bits and pieces from the XML. And this is all used, well, for XML processing, like you get a big data file from customer, and then you like to import this into FileMaker and do a couple of transformations so it matches the layout scheme you have and, oh no, the table scheme. And then FileMaker can just do the XML import.
That's really cool. Imagine there's a ton you
Okay,
can do with that.
so let's see. I have here a sample database.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's start with the first one. We have just some XML, and to process it to something else, you may need to apply a style sheet, and this is a simple style sheet. You can learn all about the syntax, and you can, of course, ask your favorite AI to write you the style sheet if you need, or pick some you find on the internet. And this is basically outputting HTML from the XML directly and formats it as a table with here title and artists. So this transformation includes a for each loop to go over all these records in the XML. Pick something here from catalog CD. So it goes into the node here, then in the CD nodes. And inside the nodes, it picks here title and country. So when we run this, we first load the library. We get an HTML version, and we can preview that in the web viewer.
Ah, cool.
And this is a nice way to just convert some XML with a style sheet to, uh, yeah, artist. Let me just change this back here. So, and change it back to HTML. And so the output of your style sheet, no, the output of the transformation doesn't need to be XML. It can be HTML, it can be text, it can be CSV, whatever you like. There are a ton of things possible. And there are a few people who are really keen on this and want to use it in FileMaker. So before you can use the section library, you need to load it. So you get a library file, can download it. I have copies on my website, and you put it in the same folder as a plugin, and then section load will load it.
Is this
Yeah.
a library you have to pay for? I'm just.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's still a thing, a work in progress.
Hmm.
There will be a license fee. You will have to pay to use it in your solutions. So your company may buy it like our Dyna PDF licenses for a few
Hmm.
$100 in different levels. So there will probably be a cheaper one and a more expensive one, depending on what you need. So yeah, we have a few more examples here. This just has a list of values, and this one picks one. Yeah, this queries some information about the library. So within the style sheet, you can ask what is the vendor of the library and the version. So you could have style sheets which do things differently depending on the version. And here's another one to just pick values and output it as text. So here XLS output method is text instead of HTML or XML. So let's go to another one. So XQuery. So here we have again an XML, and here's our XQuery, and it looks like a programming language. And basically it works on the XML. So for all $I, which is a record in here, this people person selector, it checks here with a filter for is the age above 30, and then return the data. And when we run this, it finds John and Peter, yeah, the two names.
Ah, cool.
So yeah. Uh, so this is more a thing if you are interested in here again, it outputs as HTML. So you can just have in your query HTML nodes and then include commands. So if you get any questions, please stop me. Otherwise, I will just open the next example.
Nope,
Here,
I think
so
we're good.
Watson is very keen to get this and got a couple of examples. Like this one here, oh, this is like we had it. So another HTML, like ton of examples. So this takes something from a list and then makes a new XML as an output. Yeah, more and more of this things, and you can do a ton of transformations. And you may want to explore the examples. And I wanted to show something on, was it XPath? Yeah. So again, a query. This time it's XPath. So the XQuery here basically is XPath with a lot of commands. So the XPath thing is just to go over the nodes and pick nodes based on the path, and then return them. So we can here get the titles. And if you put a couple of commands around this, you get the XQuery language. And here for this XQuery, XPath query, we can also use variables. So you can have a query expression, and then you can use different variables in the expression and use it to, yeah, this adds it. So you can run the same query again and again with different data based on the parameter and the input XML.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's for Ellie. This is I know this is a feature for just 10% of you,
But the
Uh,
people who really need it really need it.
yeah, and I would expect if a lot of people, well, if a few people get to try this, they may write the expressions which then other people will use. So
Hmm.
this is not everyone goes and learns all the details, but maybe schema validation is something you may more likely want to use because you may get an XML or you may want to export as an XML and you want to make sure that it matches your schema so you don't have an error. So in this example, we have here a schema definition. So it defines that this XML starts with ship order, and then there's an order person as a text, and then ship to is an entry, and it has a sequence of sub nodes, name, address, city, county, and it says the data type. And then you get here all the details. Now you could go over the rules and see what may be the reason for why it's complaining here.
That's actually that because trying to go through and fix that by hand or figure out what's wrong between the two would be such a pain in the butt. Having it just do that for you and list where all the errors are is a
Yeah,
gold
it's
mine.
more like that you may validate an XML to just to make sure it's going out and it's correct.
Hmm.
So yeah, I thought this might be useful. There's more coming for the next version, so we will figure out the licensing and probably build a few more examples, and then people can use it. Okay, let's check something else. If you work with PDF files, with embedded files, like in Germany, we have this electronic invoicing where you have an XML file embedded in a PDF. For every file attached to a PDF document, it may have a checksum, which is an MD5 hash, and we can check if this checksum matches the data. So you have an additional verification layer to make sure that the content is the one you expect. For the plugin, it's simply you refer to the attached file by index, and then the plugin can check if the checksum is okay. So it returns 1 if it's okay, 0 if it's invalid, and there may also be the possibility that the PDF writing application didn't put in a checksum. Yeah, the checksum is optional. But we have used it to just, if there is a checksum, we want to validate it. So that's someone asked for, and
Hmm.
another guy, there's a need for having free text annotations added to a PDF be changed to callout annotation, which then defines that this is basically a text box with a little arrow on it. So instead of having just a text box, we can change it to having an arrow, yeah, pointing to the piece. So then we had someone who got PDFs with output intents and wants to put in a new intent, but of course make sure that all the existing ones are deleted. So we got a new function to delete output intents, which is a color space used to output the PDF document. So like we have a lot of color spaces in PDF. Like if you have a picture, it may be in one color space, and then the PDF is outputted in another color space, and then the printer has another color space. So you have to match the colors so your red stays red and the green stays green, and you don't get a shift in the colors. So your green looks a little bit more blue after printing than on screen, and then customers are unhappy.
It's not exactly what they're looking for. Yes.
Yeah. Then we got a feature in FileMaker. Let me just create another sample file, maybe. So you have this menu here to show windows which are linked to your PDF, but to your database, but not open.
Hmm.
So and the plugin sorts this list. So if I would like to show this to you, I would have to change relationships and add some other file, allow it, close it, and see, close the window, and now I have one entry here. So imagine you have a bigger solution with
Mm-hmm.
something like 20 windows here. And FileMaker doesn't sort them by default. So now you can use a plugin to sort them. Do I have a screenshot? Yeah, here. Like you see here,
Oh,
4 names there, and then the plugin sorts them.
that's useful.
It's a little thing,
Yes,
but
but like you go hunting for the window and you read over like a bajillion and you're like,
yeah,
nope, I didn't see it, but I know it's in here, or I'm imagining things. Having it be alphabetical
yeah.
is fantastic.
One of the little things. So Claris didn't do it in 30 years, so I thought I'd take a chance. So the next thing is auto completion got improved. So you may have a custom function. And here, this dialog, FileMaker doesn't have auto completion here by default.
Hmm.
You have to have a Mac with the MBS plugin to get here some auto completion. Let's just add a param or two. And now if I type something like a P, I get some suggestions. First, there's a P, that's what I typed. Then we have param1, param2, the two parameters here from the list. Then we have here a couple of functions, and the plugin reads this list here. So if I switch this to only number functions, then the plugin will not find all the other functions. So we are
Oh,
live reading this list here to get all the function names.
got it. This
It
is
also works for get. So if you have get there, we can find you the names matching to whatever letter you type. So you can very quickly type here. So we even find here the operators. So and is there. And for the get function, it's localized. It also works for German and French and other languages. You can also autocomplete the here table names and field names. What's that was yeah. So there's an image. What else do we have? We have a name, yeah. So you see the plugin finds the names from the schema. And
that's
if you code something like with MBS, yeah, we also get some MBS functions. So
this is extremely useful.
yeah. So in version 14.5, this shipped as a first thing, but it was a little bit too aggressive, so I'm sorry for that. So you couldn't type anything, and the plugin would always autocomplete. And now it's something like there's a short delay. So if you type something quick enough, nothing will happen. But if you slow down, there's a little wait time. Yeah, this will help you a lot, and the plugin will make suggestions.
No, I think that's fantastic. I'm so dependent on autocomplete to remember what most of the functions are called that if I don't have it, like my brain dies. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ken Barris says this makes me actually want to write some custom functions.
Now, let me go to the script workspace and just define a global here. I should do that. So $test 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the plugin has a script with, now we go to the custom function, make a new custom function. Hey, it doesn't, hey,
Do you
I
have to
thought
run
it,
the script first to get it to process that it's there?
let's see, if I go here, oh, yeah, I got it already.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go back, I thought I have that, but otherwise I would have an idea because Oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go.
So when the plugin does auto completion, it scans the list of variables here. So the next time we go and use a dollar variable, even in a different script, we also get here dollar. Yeah. So the plugin saw the dollar variable earlier. And so if you edit several scripts and then you write a custom function, you would have the plugin know all your globals in the solution, as long as it saw it in a script somewhere.
That's awesome. That's legitimately fantastic.
So the next thing is we improved the picker dialog. So you may have a portal. I think this is a portal, no? So assignments. So I pick here maybe something from a different table, description, and then go again into the dialog for the next field. And then the plugin shows me in the field picker this little arrow with the table occurrence name. And I can click there and jump to the other table without going through the pop-up menu. This is an example. This has 3 related tables. A real solution would have
Yes.
something like 20 or 30 here. That's always what I'm telling people. You see, this is a script in the example, 3 lines.
Mm-hmm.
We always are joking about that FileMaker doesn't have a search feature because they only have short scripts. But real solutions have scripts with hundreds of lines. So you need a search feature. And again, here this thing to pick from the last table occurrence. It's just a convenience thing to jump to the last table you used, so you can pick something there. And I added this to more dialogues. FileMaker has something like 3, 4, 5 dialogues to pick fields.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put it in different dialogues. So here you see this is a dialogue where we have a repetition. And this is a different one where we have a create label checkbox. So FileMaker has several of these dialogues, and I had to discover several new ones. And so the version 15 does now a few more of these dialogues.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
It's yeah. And also while I did that control there, it doesn't show up because, well, I'm at the table already. So I have to go to a table, then go again, and now I'm in assignments. It's not vendors, so I get this. And I also added the tooltips. So this shows you the field name, the table name, the field type. So this is a normal text field. And a logo is a container field, a normal field. It's not a calculated field. It's not a global field. It's a regular one. And it shows you the comment from the field. So if you put anything special in the field comment, it would show here. So lots of work to go through all these dialogues. So the next thing is here. Syntax manually add context menu command. This is what I use to put custom things on the menu here to do
Oh,
things,
yes. Mm-hmm.
all this from all my demonstrations. It's got a lot of entries, but the most useful thing is here this loop, these templates.
Mm-hmm.
You can, there's an example database to define the snippets and then put them on the menu. And this feature got a new flag here, new flags. So we have one for browse mode, one for layout mode, and one for script workspace. Which means
Interesting.
you can have here something while you edit your layouts. You can have here custom commands. So if you have a button you place on every layout all the time, or there is something you like to apply to, a button, you could make a custom command here which then does maybe copy this item, modify the XML of it, and paste it back. So you get something changed. Or you could have some XML snippets and paste them for layout mode.
That's insane, and I absolutely love that. That's
Yeah, it's Mac only, I have to say. And also the same for browse mode. We can add custom commands here for browse mode. And
really
yesterday, someone had the idea, I can block new record here because I may not like new record. I can forbid this in the menu, so it doesn't show up here. But then I can add a custom command here and say new person, new asset, you know? It could
that's
show the thing
cool.
you actually may want to create. And it could say new person, and then it could run a little script to go to the person layout and then make a new record there. No?
This is nuts, Christian. This is
Yeah,
really cool.
it's very advanced, and it's one of the features I just thought about. Well, I got people asked me about the script workspace years ago. I
Hmm.
added it. Okay, let's see, version 9, already some time passed.
Hmm.
Then we added other things like here key equivalence.
Equivalent. Yep,
So
you're good.
so you can put a key in, and the user could actually open the menu and press a key to select the entry. And then someone asked me, could we have it in browser layout mode? And then I thought about, yeah, why not? I mean, sure. And now I have to see for the rest of the year if someone picks this up and makes something useful that other people may also want to use, you know? I'm just
Yes.
providing the tool. Someone has now to pick it up and build
Actually
something
use
around.
it. That's that's nuts. That's fantastic. I absolutely love that. I'm going to have to go play with that. How, okay, I'm going to ask because someone is asking on the thing. How do you add things to your
Um,
menu
we
commands?
did get this script workspace context menu command sample file.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you see, it has here greetings in browse mode. It's just a call MBS code to show a message box, hello world. But we have here a couple of things, like this is a snippet thing. You copy in FileMaker a couple of lines in the script workspace, and you paste them here with a Get Clipboard Data button. And then there's here this template calculation, which basically takes the XML, puts it on the clipboard, and calls paste in the menu to actually in the lines. And here are a couple of examples, find sequence, some error handling, the looping. And here was a ChatGPT summary of your script. You know, we had that a few
Yes, I remember
weeks
this.
ago. And now we can also here run something in layout or browse mode. And here you can pick, should it be always on different modes? You can, there's something wrong with this selection. And you can install it. So you can install one of them, and you can install all the commands which are here marked as active. So this is a little database you can use if you like, or you just add
Hmm.
it to your own solution. Like if you work all day on one big solution, you could have a start script which then detects who's using it and can load your favorite commands from some table.
A question is, sorry, I was briefly distracted. What function is that? So,
Yeah, well, if you follow us on the announcement, here, syntax coloring, add context menu command.
very cool,
So
Christian.
then we have all these functions to work on Excel files. And people love to use these functions. I mean, to produce Excel files the way they want it. So you can do all the things. You can do different styles. You can
Hmm.
fill in text and numbers, or you can read it. You can pre-process something before FileMaker imports it, or after FileMaker exports it, you can post-process it to give it nice column names. And with the latest version, you can also change a few of the metadata entries. So we have a here get core property function and a set core property function where you could change things like here comments, title, subject of your Excel file. This is more for people who have to deliver an Excel file as a report every week or every month. They want to put in whatever, some data into the metadata, like who created it, what is the current week or current month. So the other
Signature.
software on the other end can then read the values.
There you go.
So, but probably later this year, we will probably have another live stream just about using Excel functions.
Probably. It's one of our more common questions about the MBS plugin and FileMaker.
So we have a function cell void text, which is very useful to write a list of values to a lot of cells. Like you give a range of cells on the sheet, you give values, which can be separated here by a row with a delimiter for the row and the column. So you can put in CSV values if you like, or tab separated. And then you can just fill hundreds of cells with one function call. And new in the latest version is here the option to have blank cells.
Ooh.
Just a Boolean. So if there is a cell with empty text, you can decide if you want an empty text or you want actually a cell with no value, which is a difference, you know?
Yes.
There are a couple of formatting rules which may apply to text, but not if there's no value. Like no value may show as blank, and an empty text may, for example, show as red because there's a condition of formatting turning the cell into red if there's no text inside. So if you show dialog boxes with the MBS plugin on Mac, you can now define key equivalents for the buttons. Just use the MBS plugin to show a dialog. I mean, it's nothing special. Let's see, is it in window? Yeah, like here, you can show a dialog with a plugin. And now you can define which letter you can press on the keyboard to press a button. So by default, this is return key, this is escape key, and you can assign whatever keys you like. Then if you make a media database, you may want to query information about a video file. The drag info function can now give you the exact format of a video file.
Oh, that'll be useful.
Yeah. This is more for people who want then find all the files based on some specific metadata in the file. And so you may just read this text, put it in a field for full text search, and then people can find it. If you ever need to load a Mac framework explicitly, you can use this function. Um, and then I improved the drag and drop thing. If you use our drop control, you know, this one here, drag and drop, like if you use this thing to drop files onto it, the plugin got improved. So if you drop hundreds of files, it's now improved to handle them better. And there's a new function to get the list of all the files in one go. Let's just test it. Let's see, this is hopefully one of the things that works today. Get parse list. Oh yeah. The function calls are not case sensitive, so you can.
I was about to ask, would that still work if you hadn't fixed it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So a list of files. So I put this in, so it will show us a dialog box with the files. Now I go to the second screen to look onto my test pictures folder. Okay, I just drop a few pictures. Oh, and the dialog box is on the other screen. So you can get a list with all the files and then decide, or you can just continue like the script here to get pass by pass and the loop.
Nifty. Okay, that's actually cool.
And this now works even if you drop 1,000 files.
I definitely love that. I
Yeah.
yeah, I use MVS for a lot of image management, as you are well aware, Christian.
Yeah, I don't have 1,000 files ready. But why not? Why not a speed test? Where could I get 1,000 files? Let's see. We have some documentation for some huge plugin, you know. HTML files. Oh no. So let's say I just grab 1,000 files, a little bit more.
Almost there.
Okay,
1006.
okay, let's just drop them here. You see the dialog, and then you see the import, and FileMaker just imports them all one after one. And you see the slowest thing here is actually to have FileMaker.
Pause the script.
Yeah, let me just. This could be faster. Let's see. Why is it? There's a pause. Oh, there's a
Uh,
pause. So we see it. It's, you see the pause is there for us to see it. And we could also say here, please window if you like, so we could prevent FileMaker from redrawing. And then we drop it, get the dialog, and then all imported.
it's instantaneous.
The pause is there for people to actually see the effect.
Yes.
So we got 1,000 records here. Yeah. So, okay, let's drag and drop. So then we have JSON set variables,
Hmm.
which allows you to have a JSON with values, and the plugin makes variables for you. Let me just try it in an example. Do we have still some database open? Doesn't matter which one. Make a new script. Variable. You need to have at least 2 lines, and you have some JSON here. Okay. Let's make a second entry. CDE 1, 2, 3. Oh, this could be a number, you know. Oh, not JSON string, JSON, what is it? Number? Yeah, didn't complain. So next thing would be MBS JSON set variables $R. See in the debugger if something works. Oi, you
That's
see
cool. That's
we get
cool.
here 2 variables. I put in extra work to make it work for the new line characters, for the quotes. And this is
That's super. That's
yeah.
that's really cool.
And the thing that's more interesting for me was the data type. So let's see. If I say here something like A is dollar ABC plus dollar CDE. So the first thing is my plugin will complain. Oops, I mistyped that. The plugin will complain, but I can add a comment here to tell it about the variables, CDE. So the plugin knows that these are legit variable names. And
Oh,
now I can go again and see the calculation. And if I do the tooltip, yeah, it tells me this is a text and this was a number. Okay. So worked perfectly.
that I don't even know what to say because that's kind of insane, and I absolutely love the fact that you can do that.
Oh, so you can have parameter, variable, constant here. So what else? So set variables is very useful, and later you may want to use clear variables with the same with a list of variables and then remove them. Also,
You
you
can
could
also
of course just build your own list of variables. If you want, you could just remove whatever variables you like at any time. Let's just try this function too. Let's see if it works. So I need to put in the names of the variables with dollar or without. Let's see, ABC, CDE, and we have also R, and we have A. Let's see what happens. Oops, yeah. This was too quick. It was too quick. So we see, and here two variables appeared.
Yep,
There's another one, A, and now
cleared.
okay. This function works perfectly. So back to the list of functions. We also have that for XML, like what we
Oh,
had for years ago. So years ago, I added XML functions to set verbs and clear variables. So the goal is to make working with some data you got easier, because you can just say make variables from it, and then you can just use the variables in your code. But you, of course, depend on the variables to be defined by the JSON. So if the JSON changes or the XML changes, your variable names would change, which is kind of difficult, but it helps people who don't want to write 20 lines of get me the value from the JSON.
yes.
So if you then use our shell functions to run command line tools, you can decide to not have the output and the error streams be separated, but merged together into the output stream. Usually we want to get the output of the command line tool separated from any error messages, because some tools may output warnings on the error stream while also outputting the regular output on the output stream. And usually I want it separated, but I got a customer who wanted them together so he can enjoy it. So I added this option for it to merge them. Then we have the nice functions to create zip archives on the fly. Let's see, yeah, here I like the example. So first, there's no archive. Then we create one in memory. There's an archive, so this will return true. And later we can close it, and this will return the archive as a container value, so we can attach it to an email. And this allows you to build archives on the fly. Let's see, I think we have a longer example like here. Like you have to create a zip archive for an attachment on an email, for example. You may want to just add some files on disk. You may want to add some file based on text in a variable or text you have. You may want to add a file based on a container. You could have a loop here to go over several records. And then you assemble this wonderful zip archive, which you then get as a container, and you can put it in a field, or you can send it by email, upload it somewhere, whatever you like.
This is also insanely cool.
Yeah,
I think about a good chunk of photos I'd like to do that for, actually.
yeah.
Or actually, we have a database that runs all of our sample files that we hand out for streams. That would be useful for this.
So next thing is, oh yeah, when you do audit, we ignore empty fields for creating a record. So let me just audit here. So let me just open here, audit. So so this is a sample database. I have a record. Oh, let's make a new one. So I have a new event. Let's say this is here a birthday party. So I got a birthday party. Now you see here is my log, and the plugin writes down where things happening and what's time it happens. Did I commit? So change something. No, let's see. Birthday party 2. Yeah. So is this a portal somewhere? Yeah. Well, I think we have only the events table as has the audit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can make changes, it logs them. And as you may have noticed, it doesn't log all the fields when I created it because it only logs files which are not empty. And the latest
Oh.
version of the plugin has an option to change this, so you can log the empty fields. It's just a little thing for client asking for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for MBS plugin, one client is often enough to make a change.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
another thing is we have a ton of open source libraries used in the plugin. So I have to regularly update these libraries. So we get all the bug fixes and security fixes and new features from time to time. So a couple of things are updated here. This time it includes the MongoDB driver and the SQL engine here, SQL API, SQLite. Also, SSH2 got a bug fix for SFTP with a plugin, or you can, of course, use SSH directly with a plugin to connect to your remote server. The library reading MP3 tags, zip library, and here the barcode creation library. No, recognition. We use it for recognition. So I have to update these two. So then we have the release notes. We can skip over the release notes to see there are a couple of more changes we didn't talk about today. Smaller changes. I'm just looking if I missed something. Um, yeah, like I told you about the solutions. Here we have a solution with just a few scripts.
Mm-hmm.
So the IDs are only 2 digits. The plugin shows the ID of the script here. I got people who have 4 digits for the scripts. So I needed to make this column wider for a client. Real
I can
solutions are
absolutely see that.
huge.
Yes, they get huge. They've been around for years, and
Oh yeah,
okay.
and gray lines, that's also something. If you have here, you can pick to only show things supported on different platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and then some things turn gray. And
Yes.
because the plugin adds our own coloring, uh, this didn't work. So the coloring from the plugin is here black. And if FileMaker turns it gray, we keep it gray. This was broken in one of the last versions, so I put it
Fixed.
back.
There we go. Thank you.
Um, then the overlays with the web viewer can now move by content on Mac. This is just, oh, let's show it. It's easier to show than to explain.
Yes, I would definitely
So we
agree.
have here an overlay sample script. So set movable by window background. Let's just put it here into this sample script, run it, and yeah. And you see, I can move this thing around. I can still click the button, but if I click on the background, it can move.
That's fantastic. I know someone was asking for that. A
Yeah.
couple.
Okay.
There's a lot you can do with that.
Yeah. Anything else? Do we have any questions on any functionality we got?
Kind of a random question. It's not really related to the current 15 release, but someone is asking if there's a way to take thumbnails from videos using MBS.
Yeah. So we have this AV functions here using the frameworks from Apple,
Mm-hmm.
and there's an image function. So you can tell the plugin to open a video file, and then you can ask the plugin to give you an image in a certain file at a certain time, and you can, of course, pick the file type, so like a JPEG usually, and you can limit the size. Yeah.
There you go. I think they asked that when we were talking about the AV functions earlier. So,
Yeah. So if you
uh,
like to try the plugin, please download it on the website. You can read the announcement and the release notes and the list of new functions are all this here. So
When you're updating the plugin, do you have to delete the old version out? Or can you leave both in there?
now you replace the plugin file, these here. You can automate this by script if you like, or bootstrap the plugin, so you can automatically download the plugin if you like. I think I have a blog post for this. So go on the blog, and there's, I think this was bootstrap on the thing. No, gzip. Oh, there, bootstrapping. So the MBS plugin has a folder here on the website with the plugin zipped with gzip. This is a format FileMaker can read and install directly. So this script here, which you can find in the example files, and the install plugin if needed file, I think, would download the JSON with the version information using insert from URL, then pick out the information from the JSON, and then download the individual plugin file, and finally somewhere use a script to install it. Oh, that's, just this is a different. Yeah, I really want that. So, yeah, it's a redirect which doesn't go so a certificate, a website with a
Mm-hmm.
certificate. Um,
This is
so
cool, by the way. I
there,
forgot about the bootstrapping.
yeah. So then you can use a script to install the plugin if the version in the container is newer than the version you have installed, and so you can automate it so you don't have to manually copy it to 500 computers if you have so many.
I don't have any other questions. Christian, you have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Thank you very much as always. It's been awesome having you on so much these last 2 weeks. I don't know when we'll have you on again because of the whole
Yeah,
upcoming
not in the
thing.
next 60 days, and then we are at the conference. So after the conference, maybe.
Yes, I assume that we'll have you on a lot then to catch up with all the new awesome stuff you've been doing. Uh,
Well, actually, after the conference, we will talk about all the awesome stuff Claris is doing for a week, probably, and maybe then, yeah.
and then then we'll we'll get a visit from our favorite plugin creator. Seriously, Christian, thank you so much. This has been awesome. The 15 release is awesome. I'm going to go nag Richard about some cool stuff you've included in it because I want to add it. Thank you everyone for coming, and
Yeah,
I will see
sure.
all of you guys. Not Monday, actually, that's a lie. I'll see you everyone who comes on Tuesday. Bye bye.